Hello, I'm Christina, and I'm doing this outside with a swarm of bees. So I'm hoping that the internet will be good, like the service flow, the screen will be fine. So be sure to let me know if you see any problems. But we're gonna do this in nature. This is just a little canopy that we've got here because it gets extra hot in the summer. And it's been a while since we've talked, but I've got so many unbelievable and shocking articles that let you know our earth is in trouble and we are most certainly in the last days. We're going to talk about that and more. And I want to welcome Judy. God bless you, sister. I'm so glad that you are here. All right, we got people coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, donate. Everything is wonderful. Everything is a blessing, and I thank God for all of you. And it's been a minute since we talked, hasn't it? Got some people coming in. Hello, Texas Bass and Baruch Hashem. Welcome. Right. So, what has been going on? What are some of these articles, right? Well, as we entered into the birth pangs, Earth is going to be rocking and reeling, and even the heavens, meaning like space, our skies, they're going to be shaking, and they are. But it's also beneath our feet too. It's really amazing. And these are all recent articles. Believe me, I always give y'all recent articles so that you understand. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And it's not just what's going on with Earth, it's the signs at the same time that are completely biblical. Hello, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. You got the notification. That's awesome. Thank God. Adrian, you made it. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, sister. All right, let's do this. All right, first article by the Hearty Soul, titled "What Might Happen If the Earth's Magnetic Poles Flip." Now, that's what we're in right now. But the symptoms of it continue to get worse. And poles, like, you can have them split in a way that not only are they reversed polarity wise, but they're splitting. So you might have 2, 4, 6 north poles, south poles kind of thing. But for them to even write this article, okay, I guess they're ready to give you some idea of what's going on. And they start talking about geomagnetic jerks are sudden and rapid time derived changes. All right. The Earth has 2 north poles. We know this. All right. And so there's this whole thing is about, not the whole thing, but it starts talking about geomagnetic jerking and as far as what causes it. And it's jerking to the liquid metallic core waving underneath the Earth's surface in its outermost core. The Earth's magnetic field is provided by the churning liquid nickel and iron ore located about 1800 something below the surface. The study suggests that turbulence and the persistent movement of the fluid causes these jerks in the Earth's magnetic field. So they're already trying to explain it away with like basic science, but you can see the results of a magnetic pole reversal in the Earth itself. You can see the consequences, right? Like this article, dozens of deep sea species discovered off the coast of Chile. Just discovered. Okay. Maybe I had this a little confused with something else. Like I thought maybe they had come to the surface. It looks like they might have just been discovered. My bad. Okay. But there is this article. Okay. Scientists issue warning over dangerous phenomenon in Arctic waters becoming a new norm. A new phase began. A new phase began. Quote unquote. What's happening? It says since 2007, the Arctic has been experiencing more frequent and intense marine heat. That's heat underneath the ocean floor. All right, they're intense marine heat waves. Yep, that would be in the water because it's marine. Marine heat waves, when ocean temperatures rise significantly above normal for days or weeks at a time, are becoming an annual occurrence. The most extreme heat wave to date happened in 2020, with temperatures soaring 4 degrees Celsius above average for a staggering 103 days straight. That's a lot when we're talking Celsius. Without human-caused rising temperatures, the chances of a heat wave this severe would be less than 1%. All right, so they're saying, they go into why marine heat waves are concerning. Well, one reason is this article here titled Mass Coral Bleaching is Latest Signs of Incredibly Hot Oceans. Oceans, plural. So it's not just in the Arctic. You've got the Antarctic breaking up, right? And the temperatures, like even in the Gulf of Mexico last summer, were off the charts. I'm going to go check out the comments super fast, and then we'll talk more about this coral bleaching mass. We will be praying for you, Nancy. Hello, Clarissa. I recognize you anywhere. All right. Making sure everything is good. All right, we're good. I hope the screen is good, like that y'all can see me okay and it's not glitching. Let's talk about this coral bleaching. Once vibrant corals turning bone white highlights something scientists have been saying for years. The oceans are heating up dangerously. Now, do you know what happens when the ocean heats up? You got to think of the little things like plankton. They're very, very small, but the smallest critters, they feed on that, and then critters feed on them, and them, and them, and them. The food chain is breaking down. A lot of food lived in these coral reefs. There was protection there and all kinds of other goodies, right? But with these coral reefs dying, that's bad for the ecosystem. And what's bad for the ocean is bad for land dwellers. Okay. And there's a lot contributing to the water issues. It's not just the temperatures underneath, it's the mass pollution of our waters, forever chemicals and crazy fertilizers. But this right here is mass coral bleaching. It's okay. Listen to this. This week, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration announced a global coral bleaching event. That's serious, right? That's like saying we're having an ELE, a global coral bleaching event. Too much heat is the main cause of coral bleaching. Telling you for years, haven't I? Watch below your feet. Told you. All right, so not only that, but we've got something people are calling Swarmageddon about to unleash. And I even did this poll about how they were saying that cicadas were like edible, and they had all these recipes, and it looked like 81% of you would never try it. Some of you were open to it if you had to. A few of you were like already looking up recipes. Groceries are expensive these days, right? Okay, but this title is Cicadas Warning Sign Revealed as 1 trillion insects prepare to unleash Swarmageddon. With a staggering, doesn't this remind you of like Moses' day? With a staggering trillion cicadas expected to surface across the United States this spring, experts have revealed a few clear signs that this rare double broad event that hasn't occurred in over 2 centuries is about to hit. These insects typically emerge around mid-May, but in Missouri, they could make an early appearance due to warmer temperatures, potentially waking them from their lengthy sleep. Historically, periodical cicadas have been known to emerge when soil temperatures 8 inches below the surface hit 18 degrees Celsius, as per a 1968 research study. Current data from the National Weather Service indicates that several areas in Missouri including Gray, Summit, Ellsbury, and Pryor, have already surpassed this temperature. What? In Iowa and Illinois, cicadas are also expected to surface. Temperatures exceeded 60 degrees. Missouri residents have reported sightings of pencil-sized holes at the base of trees throughout the state, a clear indication that the cicadas are ready to emerge, according to KSDK. The Associated Press has also reported similar boreholes spotted in Georgia, suggesting that the Peach State is also set for a cicada awakening. What adjectives and verbiage to use? For the first time in over 2 centuries, two distinct groups of humming cicadas known as Broads 19 and 8 are set to emerge from the ground. It was in Roman numerals. That's why I had to look at it for a second. Are set to emerge from the ground simultaneously this spring. The highest concentrations are expected in Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. States like Pennsylvania, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota should also brace for a significant cicada presence this year. The last time these specific broads appeared together, see, that's a rare thing. It's not just rare to have cicadas. These two kinds are coming together. What it took for all the cycles for them to finally come together, that's a miracle. Okay. It is definitely something very rare. Rare upon rare, thing upon thing with these cicadas. The last time these specific broads appeared together was during a distant era when Thomas Jefferson was president and the Louisiana Purchase was just being introduced. Cicadas, famous for their harmonious hum or deafening noise, depending on your perspective, surface each year after spending most of their lives underground. Now, what else? What else? Okay, we were talking about signs that the earth is in trouble, that what's under our feet is it's heated up to enough of a degree that you can see the signs of it on the surface. And one of these articles is titled Texas's Coast Could Be Erased by Global Climate Change. That's right. Now, some of these, they just kind of like have a picture and a video. So I can just read the title. The one beneath it, let me see. Millions of small blue creatures wash up on Oregon coast. They are all dead jellyfish. Right? Now, what else is strange? I did not see this on USGS, but the article came out. Britons, like from like England, that's what they call them. I didn't know that, but they're Britons apparently. Woken up by 2.5 magnitude earthquake that struck just before 2 a.m. Now that is a rare quake. All right. Strange. What is it? What did Jesus say? Earthquakes in diverse places. That's one fulfillment right there. Okay, let's see how everybody's doing. God bless you, Sergeant Bun Bun. Yeah, that's why I got this canopy up. It's not just the humidity, it's the intensity of the sun. It just beats you. And I'll tell you what, all this humidity, I'm gonna be taking like the succulent plant I have and like planting more of it because it takes water out of the air. Let me show you what I mean. These are succulents. It's kind of it's a form of cacti. Every little bit helps, right? Hello, Janet. That's an astute, interesting observation, Marie. Sounds like where they're going is going to be as similar to the eclipse path. Hello, Veronica. It's good to see you, sister. God bless you. God bless you all. Y'all ready to find out the rest? Okay, let's do this. All right. This one's titled 1972 Study Warned of Global Collapse by 2040, and new research agrees. Has a sign that says the end is near and the earth is on fire. These days, when people talk about the end of the world, they're usually referring to the potential and even probable upcoming environmental disasters due to intensifying symptoms of climate change. However, there is another kind of collapse, which may just be around the corner. In 1972, researchers at MIT noted that if humans continued with business as usual, the global economy could fall to pieces by 2040. Now, just over 40 years later, that research is proving true. All they had to say. This next article, it's another really more of a video article, but it's titled Study Warns Deadly Ocean Upswells Increasing. Ocean upswells increasing due to climate crisis. Isn't that crazy? It says here, a new study highlights how the climate disrupted ocean has pushed a number of aquatic species to flee increasing temperatures in the tropics. Whoa, in the tropics. And they're talking about ocean upswells, fleeing aquatic species. Now, you know what they say before an earthquake or something? You got to watch where the animals are going. This kind of feels like one of those moments. The forced migration has increasingly resulted in sharks, rays, and other species dying amid intense upswells of cold water from the depths of the ocean. And this next one says, new study warns of potential collapse in Atlantic Ocean current threatening colder world. Because of that, the ocean current breaks down, that brings the heated water where it usually does. If that breaks down, then you might actually have flash freezing events begin to occur. I'm not joking. All right. Hello, Connie. Welcome, sister. Okay. So we also had an article about they're talking a lot about Israel and the red heifer and Passover, and if this is the right time to sacrifice the red heifer. Now, the temple in prophecy is going to be built by these individuals and a lot of supporting groups of people, but it had to be done in a certain order. So they probably wouldn't announce that they will or have done it per se, because it's just the fact that you had the heifers there caused the Hamas Psalm 83 war to start, right? But here we go. We got this going on. We had eclipses going on right before then. I mean, it's been wild, right? But at the same time, they were arresting people on Passover. I think that was Monday. If they were suspected of wanting to sacrifice a little lamb or a little heifer. Okay. I'm not kidding. If they were suspected, they were arrested. Okay, yeah, we'll hear after, Marie. You're right about that. Okay, so all right, now I found something interesting, okay, because they've been talking a lot about not just the heifers, but a two-state solution, and we know the prophecies, but there was this Bible verse, this chapter, right, Joel 3, where God was saying that he would meet you in the valley of Jehoshaphat, where he would plead for his people, but he would like bring in the nations, gather them there. So what this is telling me is that even though all these nations are coming against Israel, it is God who is actually directing the fact that they're all going there. He's going to plead with them for his people, right? But guess what? Where is the valley of Jehoshaphat? The valley lies east of Jerusalem, between the city and the Mount of Olives. As a result, in the centuries that followed, this valley was routinely identified as the scene of the Last Judgment. But when they talk about sacrificing this red heifer, they've been talking about doing it on the Mount of Olives, where the temple grounds are in sight, right? And what's between that is the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? It says, what valley? That's another question I asked. I said, what valley are they planning to sacrifice the red heifer? It says there have also been efforts to secure and prepare a plot of land on the Mount of Olives, which overlooks the Al-Aqsa compound and would enable the priest overseeing the killing of the heifer to sprinkle her blood towards Al-Aqsa as detailed in the Bible. The Valley of Jehoshaphat is right there. Do you have any idea how prophetic this area is? Oh my gosh. But look, all right, we do have what is there's so many nations that are coming against Israel. In fact, Jamaica just declared formally that they recognize a Palestinian state. That's right. And Spain is trying to join in to formally recognize, even though there is no Palestinian state, even though the U.S. vetoed the Palestinian UN membership. It's like there's some kind of propulsion that can't be stopped. Does that make sense? Like they're caught up or whatever in this thing, this whole let's go with a two-state solution, let's divide the land. Like they can't, they're caught up in the riptide. I don't know if y'all can understand what a riptide is. Yeah, they might have. Yes. Yep. A tent type of temple. Speaking, this is kind of a tent too, isn't it? Okay, but yeah, the mob mentality is there, and that can be fearful. But knowing that God is the one who is directing all of this, I'm telling y'all, this is this part coming up when it looks like it's at its worst and Israel has been betrayed. They have no friends. All these nations are gathered against. Miracles start happening. God is going to defend his land, and because the truth is, Israel is forever. I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. That's what prophecy says. Israel's gonna, when all this is done, shaken down, when the end of this tribulation is over, and there's only a few people left to go on for the 1,000 years of peace, and Israel's gonna be here. America probably won't be here. Other countries, I don't know. You see what I mean? Israel's forever. And the way prophecy talks is that the size of the territory of land that Israel has now is going to more than triple. It's going to be a much bigger territory when this is all said and done. It takes years and World War III, but it does. That's the direction that God has this whole thing going. Yes, all the pieces getting into place. That is right. So don't worry about the mob mentality, you know. Now we've been seeing articles like Iran threatens to hit U.S. bases if Washington backs Israeli counterattack. That's wars and rumors of wars. Hamas and Iran both struck on a Saturday. I think that's important because, the Jews, they tend to take that as their day of rest, Saturday. And it's been holy holidays in some of these cases, at least, or at least for holy reasons, right? But notice that the Bible tells us to pray that the Jews don't have to, the people in Israel don't have to flee into the mountains of Judea on the Sabbath or in the winter. And one of those pieces that is coming together that you see is that they already have a habit of attacking when they know that you're at rest on a Saturday. They like attacking on that day. That is already a thing. That prophecy is already manifesting. We see things like Russia and Iran both gave ultimatums to the U.S. if they helped who they are attacking. Borders practically have a welcome sign on ours, So even if the thing is when somebody gives you an ultimatum in a case like this, it's a tricky situation because giving in can show weakness. And with these people, the last thing you want to do is show weakness, especially because they're tricky. They'll do it anyway. Our borders practically have a welcome sign on for anything, an invasion, anybody, any kind of invasion. The doors are open. All right. We've also been seeing articles like, I mean, these are prophetic kind of things. U.S. Israel call on UNSC to condemn Iran's attack, but no action taken. Israel canceled Iran strike under U.S. pressure, and then they struck. U.S. to oppose Palestinian bid for full membership, which they did. And Israel strikes Iran in surprise move. And then, okay, we got this red heifer thing going on. A pink full moon that I think went on, supposed to go on like last night or tonight, which it's just another one of these moon eclipse kind of things. But on Passover, Holy Cross, Alaska had a 4.1 magnitude quake. I just thought, I mean, it'd been right after the eclipse and everything. I thought that was very, it's just one of those things where you're like, sometimes you don't have the words, but you have that feeling. You're just like, That's one of those things. I'm like, Holy Cross. And one of y'all like brought up the fact that there have been some earthquakes that are happening in places that have kind of names like that, like Nueva Concepcion, Guatemala, I think it is. But that means new conception in English. I didn't have to look that up. I've indulged in Spanish speaking friends for many years. So there are just some things I definitely picked up on. Yesterday, it was saving the land does not necessarily mean saving the people. Oh, that's right. That's the most important thing is what level first we have to be saved. You know, there's one that's the flesh and then there's our souls. And I keep telling everybody, look, things are going to get worse, like really bad, like the movie 2012 kind of bad. You need to be saved. If you are even a believer, sometimes there might be some peace you need to make with God. Some people you need to forgive. There's some things you know that you've left untied that really need to be dealt with. And nobody's guaranteed tomorrow, but like these days, they're called literally the end days. Here's your sign. Don't waste time. You hear that accidental rhyming. Welcome, Princess Warrior Girl. Judgment is coming and we'll start at the house of God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, you think about how hard he punished his own house. And he started with them. Do you have any idea how hardcore this is about to get? Has it even, I mean, you think about all the horrible things that happened to those scattered people. And then you look at the mocking going on television, the clothes, the demons running around on stages with these supposed artists. It's getting bad, okay? And we've got people, Christians, being martyred. It's like on the uptick. That's the fifth seal. That's the fifth seal, is a rise in Christian martyrdom and Christian persecution. Tell me you don't see that. Tell me you don't see that. I think it's already here. The pot's just starting to get going with that heat. I'm serious. It is. But again, these things with Israel, I guarantee you we will see miracles. And there was one that was reported on the news yesterday or today. And what had happened was there was this group of looked like four guys standing on the side of the road, you know, sidewalk thing. They're chilling. And this car is these, I believe, Palestinians. They had stolen an Israeli car. And they plowed into this group, hit 3 out of the 4 guys, and then they got out with these boom booms. But they jammed, and then they ran away. And then they were apprehended. But they said that was a miracle. The gun just jammed. And that's just the start. God was talking about pillars of fire and smoke and earthquakes and mountains splitting and water coming out of them, kind of miracles. Okay. I mean, I'm telling you, the more they surround that nation, The apocalypse is on the way, y'all. And if y'all still don't know what the apocalypse means biblically, go ahead and ask me. I'll be more than happy, because a lot of people don't understand what that really means and how that plays into things. And the apocalypse is for the last days. And it's a miraculous time. It is a revealing that leads to a great awakening, that leads well, I guess you'll just have to wait to see it, but it's a good thing. It gives hope. It gives the plan. The apocalypse is a big deal. All right. It's something that our ancestors have been waiting forever for. And they always said that we would understand things that our ancestors didn't, and we would see things that they could have never understood. We're there. And in an apocalypse, we're going to find something out that we didn't know and that we didn't understand from something we didn't understand before. That's what an apocalypse is about. Something you hadn't known, but you're going to see with your own eyes. Something you didn't know, but you'll consider. Okay. All right. I am, you know what? People aren't prepared. Okay. Because right now I have like a ministry where it's not advertised at all. Never, ever. It's just people God sends them. They just wander here and they say, I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'll be like, oh, sit down. Let's sit down and talk. And I'll be like, I'll cut to the chase quick. I'll be like, so how's your spiritual life going? But I'm starting to get an influx of those people. Like, it used to be like 1 or 2 a year, maybe 3, but now it's like, it's the numbers of people starting to come are getting back to back now. And they know they're supposed to be here. And I'm like, okay, this is your chance to, and I don't tell anybody I even do this. Some people around here know that I have a YouTube channel, but they don't really know what for. I don't talk about it. So they wouldn't know. And that's how it's been for decades. God sends them. Or he'll be like, hey, Chris, go talk to that person and tell them this. And I'll be like, I don't know, but all right, God. And I'll go over there and their jaws on the floor. Like, there's no way you could have done it. But most of the time he sends them. And that's, so I think time is getting shorter. And especially with people starting to manifest around me more and more. And it's not just me having that problem. When you talk about God and start reading scripture and praying, they'll just start freaking out, And that is scary. I was asking God the other day, I was like, that's going to keep happening more and more to people, isn't it? And I just felt that's true. And I said, okay, here we go. You need to teach me how to defend myself. I need to know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. And so I feel like I'm going to learn, but you should be on the lookout too, that there are just certain things that spiritually things are manifesting here. It's affecting the heavens. It's affecting the earth. There are signs in the sky. This is the picture of what Jesus was telling us the last days would be like. All right. Okay. Giant earthquake coming soon. I saw it in a dream. An earthquake like no other. Shaking lasted forever. When I came out of the dream, it was still shaking. God is amazing. He is good. Hello, Paul. Marie just had a vivid dream about doing deliverance. I never have. Oh, see? I've always said that the time of miracles is going to return in the last days, but it wasn't just me saying it. This was something that was understood in prophecy, that the time of miracles would return in the last days. And even Jesus saying, you'll do greater things. God's people, in order to get through, and especially anybody that is chosen to be here during the hardest times and be in the army of light, there's going to be armor of God. There's going to be real gifts, like Moses kind of things happening that people can do. closer we get through these times, the more we keep moving forward. So don't be shocked. Don't be shocked at the changes that are going to start happening in the body, the real children of Christ. Not by title, not by what church you go to or religion you chill with, but your actual relationship, you are a real child. Watch out. Watch out. Watch for miracles in Israel and things to begin to change in us too, because we're being gathered to God. We're getting closer to the light. You see what I mean? We're going to start transforming. That's how it works. All right. You'll know. Sometimes it's like when you meet that pet for the first time, you just know. The moments happen. You don't always have to look for them, but pray about it. God's pretty good about answering, especially times like these. He wrote about us thousands of years ahead of time. Have had something hidden just for us to be revealed. He is watching everything. He knows exactly. He's watching hard what's going on our planet right now. Believe me, he's not some faraway person just ready to throw down the hammer. No, I'm telling you, he is listening. He is answering prayer. He is sending people that need to be saved. I'm telling you, things are happening, and the earth is showing it too. So as things begin to continue forward, we're going to transform, but also you got to remember the righteous will be righteous still, but the unrighteous will wax worse and worse. And as the evil grows on the planet, you're going to see the planet shake more and more in the heavens. The earth is affected by the amount of evil, and as it grows, the birth pangs, the threshing starts growing. The wine press starts really grinding. Everything's coming. But the most important thing is to know we've got to finally start becoming comfortable with something we knew all along, is that one day we weren't going to be on this earth anymore. There would be rapture or death, that one day we were going to have to end our chapter here. And there's a certain amount of bonding or something to this place, but you got to remember, we're not from here. We're not of this place. We don't belong here. No matter what direction we're going, we aren't meant to stay here, and we're gonna have to come to terms with that. I've got a heart problem. I'm like, okay, however you decide to take me, Father, it's just fine by me. Just hope you're taking me. Take me. Want to be with you forever, please. That's like my big deal. Death is just a thing. It's like breathing. It's like walking. It's just something that we're meant to do eventually. It's like puberty. It just happens. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just something that right now is a fear mechanism that is causing a lot of problems in the church. We can't operate on fear. We've got to come to terms. We got to face our fears. We've got to mature in our spirituality, so that whenever someone tries to throw that card down, you've already dealt with that. That card holds nothing on you. You see what I'm saying? Okay. This is the time to get real. Hello, Lynn. Welcome back, sister. All right. Did I see your email? No, I did not. Try sending it again. Please, please, please. All right, you guys. Now that I've got this area set up, God willing, I'll be able to come out here more. But again, there's a lot of rain and storms and apocalyptic weather happening. But as the weather permits, and I think this worked out really well, like the signal seems like it went really well, then we'll keep doing this more out here because it's less cramped and I like how it looks. What do y'all think? Y'all got to tell me. All right. Okay. That's all for tonight. Tonight where I'm at. Don't get in the huff. And God bless you. I love all you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.